Hello. So I'm RatedJ and this is
Tom, otherwise known as Rex. You've seen me before.
we thought we'd do a video together, which quite random because we're on Tom's page and I'm speaking.
Yeah.
So quite a weird build up towards the Rumble, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, it's quite, I don't know, very weird build up to the Rumble, like with the what's Ryan Mason,
Yes.
but otherwise known as Goliath from English Gladiators turning up. I think that's kind of shook up the Rumble.
It's kind of shook up Monday Night Raw as well, which I think adds to the excitement to the Rumble.
Yeah, plus it gives Punk a very big advantage because he is quite a huge guy.
I suppose if anyone's going to help him, it's going to be Goliath.
Yeah, because
more than anyone else.
Gabriel, not Gabriel. Otunga's not much use.
Never is.
Full stop. And well, Husky Harris, yeah, he's big, but still, you know.
And Michael won't be any help either.
Michael McGinnick, the only chance Husky Harris will give you a hand in is maybe a steak eating competition outside your local drive-through.
Which is Matt Hardy's favourite, by the way.
Burger King.
Which, speaking of Matt Hardy, he is in TNA now, looking like Tyler Rex.
He's got the dreads and everything.
Oh, he looks awful. But also, just out of thing, Matt Hardy has actually lost weight. He looks like he's been in intense training from when he was in WWE, which is good for him because he's gonna have better matches and everything. So we'll keep you posted with Matt Hardy, I suppose.
Definitely. Apart from, you know, RatedJ is the man for TNA because I can't get TNA because of over here in England because of Hulk Hogan is an idiot. And yes, we all hate Hulk Hogan because he's run TNA down.
Definitely.
Not to the ground, he's ran it through the ground and out the other side of the earth. Literally,
same with Eric.
I can't watch TNA anymore because it's not on the channel where we usually have it on. So if you want TNA, this is the man, and if he tells me anything, I will let you know as well.
I'll try to keep you posted at least weekly on that on TNA. Probably do a separate video compared to TNA from WWE. So the main thing that everyone's wow about at the moment is the 40-man Royal Rumble. To be honest, I would say it's an open situation. There's no obvious winner really, is there?
No, I can't see. You got so many young talent, and plus if you think about it, there's obviously going to be, you got 21 superstars filling up, there's 19 spots left. Now, if anyone here can name me 19 superstars, then please send me a message and let me know, because there isn't any. So expect to see likes of legends, like you might see a one-off appearance again from maybe, I don't know, Dusty Rhodes. You've got
Jimmy Snuka,
Tatanka, he was there
Piper,
at the
Goldust.
Piper, Snuka, like he said. You never know, Jake the Snake. There's so many.
And expect a couple of legends back from the Rumble. But we were talking earlier on about this, and we said King might appear in the Rumble as well.
Because I reckon, think about it, people. Even though it would be stupid, but listen to this. You know, Jerry the King Lawler is wanting to get his hands on Michael Cole. Could you imagine if all of a sudden Michael Cole goes in the Rumble, and like is in the Rumble, then the next entrant in the Rumble would be Jerry the King Lawler. Jerry the King Lawler goes in like behind Michael Cole and just does the old famous power driver. We all want to see it. Power drive Michael Cole's head straight into that mat, chuck him over the top rope, and then shout, and I quote, "You have been eliminated." We all want to see it. You know it. I know it. The general manager can stick that in his pipe and smoke it.
After this week on SmackDown, JR made an appearance apparently, which I don't know about.
Where to?
On SmackDown. But I think it's only like a one-off appearance. It's nothing to be big a deal about. I haven't watched SmackDown yet, but we have been out. But yeah, the main people who probably are going to get the push this year, who would you think? Would you expect in 2012?
I don't know.
This time next year.
This
to
time
be
next
big.
year, I expect Del Rio to be at least to have held the world title, or you never know, the draft. He could have been drafted to Raw and held the WWE title. I expect him to hold a major title. I expect John Morrison to have held a major title. I expect Ziggler to have held a major title. But if there's anyone they really need to push, it's Del Rio, because it sounds. Just hate me for not, but for pushing it. He is the next Eddie Guerrero. He comes.
Oh.
He comes out in the car like Eddie, yeah. Yeah, he has the announcer. But can you remember the Legends Night? Chavo had an announcer as well, and is escorted to the ring. So if you think about it, yeah, Del Rio could be potentially the next Mexican Eddie, like version of Eddie Guerrero. He's got the car, he's got an announcer. You know, the style of wrestling. You know, go for the whole like cheat steal thing. It'll be perfect.
I personally think that Alberto will be the person to watch out for. I think a lot of people are going to see a big change when the draft comes around. I expect Alberto to go to Raw.
Definitely, he deserves it. That's
Because,
what
I mean, they're already plugging him as a Raw superstar because he seems to turn up all the time on Raw at the moment.
Just because where he belongs, he's so good.
Um,
Gotta love his theme tune.
yeah. Also, I think Dolph would be a person to watch out for. And as much as everyone hates it, but Drew McIntyre, being a McMahon's kind of bitch on SmackDown at the moment, kind
Yeah.
of like
I don't know.
McMahon's really high on him.
You think
so-
about it, what's this whole thing with Drew McIntyre and Kelly Kelly?
Well,
Is he gonna go babyface?
he is supposed to be going babyface by the
Because
looks of it.
because you think about it, we haven't seen this week's SmackDown obviously, so we don't know what happens. But last week's SmackDown, what happened? She blew him off and just left him stood there and high and dry on the cold. So. You know, he beat down Evan Bourne, or was it Evan? No, was it Evan
No,
Bourne?
it's
Who was
Trent
it?
Barretta.
Yeah, Trent Barretta got a lucky win over him. I hate him as he is, yeah.
Yeah, who is he?
Who is he? Never heard of him. He was just like one half of some stupid tag team that never lasted because Mr. Man hates tag teams so obvious.
Yeah, what's that about? There's no team in WWE.
I know.
And speaking of teams, what's with the NXT rookie and pro teaming up? It's obvious it's going to be Dolph Ziggler and his pro, right? Come on, stupid.
Well, I don't watch NXT, but still, so I don't know who's in it. But is Del Rio's pro still in it?
No,
Del
he's been
Rio's rookie?
eliminated after this week.
I would have
thank
said
God.
Del Rio would have been like a good person to have a title with.
Yeah, but his pro was a bit shite compared to the rest.
You mean his rookie?
Yeah,
Yeah. Still,
pretty crap compared to the rest.
the NXT is just rubbish, full stop, really.
Brian Daniels and Bateman, whatever his name is,
I
gets on too well.
hate Brian Daniels. He's
Me
brilliant.
and me thinks there's something slightly fixed about that. So I think Brian and Ziggler is going to be the final two anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know who could potentially win the Rumble. Going back to the Rumble, I think it's all about who they push and whether they deserve the spot. I don't think an established superstar like a Cena or Orton will win it, or anyone big like that. Do you see it being someone big?
I don't know. I can see a shocker. If you think this is history, I said it in my last video. We're all gonna witness history, no matter what. This is the first 40-man Raw. This has not happened, yeah. Our parents haven't witnessed this. Our grandparents never witnessed this. Wrestling's been going for what, 50, 60 years now. Our parents, we used to sit down with our parents and watch it when we were younger. Our grandparents used to sit down and watch it when they were younger. They've never witnessed something like this. We're going to witness what could be history and could carry on throughout the years because they've got so many superstars. So I reckon it's going to be a Rumble to remember because it's going to be longer than usual Rumbles. And we're going to see whoever wins that Rumble is going to go down in history as the first winner of the 40-man Rumble, full stop. And then you got the statistics of the Royal Rumbles. They always show like Santino quickest eliminated.
Shawn Michaels most most eliminations overall.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels finally beat Austin's record last year.
39 now.
And now it's beaten. What is it? Shawn Michaels' record's 40 something.
39, I think.
39, yeah. Something stupid. But and like Santino quickest eliminated. Kane most eliminations in a Rumble.
Match, which could potentially beat him now. So with 40 guys, he could potentially beat his own record.
Yeah,
this year.
He could. Kane could finally beat his own record.
And
So-
speaking of Kane, what's happened with Kane? Nothing ever since the last man standing.
I know, and like you got
He wasn't even on SmackDown last week, was he?
no.
Kane?
So perhaps he could turn up at the Rumble really, really, or could he screw Edge? Yeah. Could he screw Edge? Got to think of that.
He could
Could he screw Edge and could Dolph be Dolph's big push?
But I don't think it'll happen before WrestleMania if that happens.
True. And then you got also another thing to think about would be
The Miz retaining, maybe.
Miz retaining, that'll be good. Orton as champion, he's got to face it. It's boring. No one likes it.
And I think also they only put Orton as in the championship match because they're scared of Orton taking an injury before WrestleMania.
True.
Because his shoulders are playing up again, so they just don't want him to take a stupid tumble at the Rumble. So
tumble at the Rumble.
Yeah.
And also back to statistics, you've got the quickest, the longest lasting person in a Rumble, Ray with his
1 hour and 2 minutes, something like that.
1 hour 2 minutes, something seconds. And Austin, of course, all-time winner of the most Royal Rumbles, boring as it is.
And the thing is, no one can actually beat him this year with that record either. Even if Cena won, that means he's only won it twice.
I know. So yeah.
That record will stay clear for a year.
Exactly.
I expect Barrett to do well with his Nexus. We haven't really talked about Barrett.
Yeah, Barrett, and the real Nexus, not the new Nexus is phony. Don't believe anything Punk says. If you want to be a straight edge and don't smoke, don't drink, don't do all that blah 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 blah, you have to do one of them at least once in your life to experience life.
I should imagine he has, though, to be honest.
Yeah.
He does look a bit like a druggie, no offense to
the-
Punk. Because I am a Punk fan, so...
But the long hair, come on. And he says all this about, but look how many tattoos he's got, really.
I've just plugged my
Miz. WrestleMania. Nexus. Gotta love it.
So yeah, quite exciting build up. I don't really know who will win from my eyes, but I hope it's someone who's not established yet. I'm thinking Swagger should get pushed as well, but that's also...
I don't know, because Swagger could be a potential for I don't know.
Well, this time last year they were doing nothing with him, and look
Exactly.
what happened at Money in the Bank,
But if you think, we've got after the Rumble, it's the Elimination Chamber, and this is a potential. This is where I reckon Miz's title reign is coming to an abrupt end.
Definitely.
Because you think 6 people in there, and this is where young superstars are going to get also pushed, because you've got 6, say for Raw, 6 superstars: Miz, Orton, Cena, Punk, and then you've got Mason, Goliath could go in to help Punk, and you got that spot. That last spot could be someone young. SmackDown: Del Rio, Ray, Edge, Swagger, Kane, and
Cody, Drew.
Yeah, you got so many in there that could potentially fill that chamber.
Big Show as well.
And of course Taker.
Which is the big question. Does everyone agree that Taker and Barrett should actually happen at WrestleMania? Comment underneath if you don't agree.
Yeah, because I reckon it should.
I mean, if he's good enough to face Orton and Cena, then he's good enough to face anyone.
If he, exactly like RatedJ said, if he is good enough to face Orton, Cena, plus is good enough to actually pwn Cena, have Cena running as his lackey, and good enough to run with Orton, plus he was in he's ran with a few other people, plus if he's good enough to if he's good enough to kick the shit out of the Big Show,
then he's good enough to face the Undertaker. Let's face it.
Exactly, because Big Show, even you got to think, even Big Show screwed over the Undertaker. Can you remember that whole thing with the whole casket match and all that stuff? Big Show's completely dominated the Undertaker before, and Wade Barrett with a couple of guys completely wasted him. Yeah, Taker's wasted Big Show on his own, but still, I reckon he's ready.
Anyway, we better finish off the video because otherwise we won't be able to get it up on the thing.
True.
Yeah, so add me on thing as well. Subscribe to me and to Rex's page.
Oh yeah.
And we'll get back to more joint videos, I'm sure.
Hell yeah, definitely.
because it's fun. And we'll talk to you soon.
Bye bye.
Bye.